Alrighty, we are back for another video. Today I had 3 ideas, and I only remember one of them. Hope it's the good one. Alrighty, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am wearing a shirt that I wore. I don't know why I touched myself like that. Demonetized. I'm wearing a shirt that I wore for a charity stand-up comedy gig. That's what this is all about. It's a very weird. It was for animal shelter kind of thing, dog shelter. I don't remember. It was over a year ago. Anyway, so that's what this shirt is, in case you're asking. But today, I wanted to talk about 3 ways, mostly just 2 ways, of possibly getting anime voiceover work. Now, I want to make this very clear that I don't have a lot of experience in that field. And so my advice may not be perfectly sound, much like most of my videos. They're just me sharing things that I have learned with you guys, and maybe it'll benefit you more than it's benefited me. In fact, there's been a lot of people that I found out who, in like a couple years, basically went from 0 to doing gigs for Funimation and Disney, and one of the main sources for them learning how to do voiceover was my channel. And that is incredible to me. A couple of them messaged me, and some of them have given me shout-outs on Twitter and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, it is incredible that I can help other people be successful. Meanwhile, I'm just still where I am. But I wonder if that means I can get like a government grant? If I can qualify this as teaching? Anyway, so I want to talk about the 3 ways to get anime work. There are tons of videos on YouTube for how to get into voiceover, but there's not very many. You'll be very hard-pressed to find videos on how to get the work. Now, it's incredibly complicated, and the same system does not work for everyone. And some of the things I'm going to be talking about are things that I've talked about in previous videos. One of them being an agent. Now, to get an agent, much like anyone else, is going to require basically a good setup and a good demo and a good resume if you have one. Just, you have to showcase your talents. And that's basically going to be the same. Those are going to be some things that you're going to need for getting any work, for getting anyone's notice, for getting cartoon, video game. You need a good demo. You need good quality audio. That means it cannot be in an open, untreated bedroom or living room. It has to be treated. And you have to have a pop filter. You must know proper distance to your microphone. You have to know the basics. Which is why there are so many videos that actually just cover the basics and that's it, because there are so many people that still don't know the basics. Everyone needs to know the basics, period. So those are things that you're going to have. You're going to have high quality recording, good treated space, minimal noise. It doesn't have to be perfect, by the way. I've always thought that it needed to be basically perfect, but it doesn't have to be perfect. So right now, you can probably hear the AC on the other side of this wall. You can hear stuff going on upstairs, all this kind of stuff. But it's the kind of noise and frequency that outside of like loud stomping and banging or screaming, it can be edited around and it can be edited out. As long as I give, the cleanest everything else that I can give them. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but it cannot have reverb, it cannot have echo, you must have a pop filter, and you must be able to act and perform in front of the microphone. These are things you have to have, and a good demo. And it can't just be, it used to, back in the day, You used to be able to just record yourself, no music, no no sound effects, no script or anything like that. Just record yourself saying whatever, and you could send that in to an agent. But since the bar has been set so high for home studios and freelance voiceover, they want something that's more professional. So you're going to need a professionally produced demo, whether that's professionally produced by yourself, or professionally produced by someone else. You need a professionally produced demo. Now, so you need those. Those are the basics. Now, the places that you can probably find anime voiceover work. Number one is going to be the dubbing studios' websites. That is really basic, but some people don't know that on most of these websites, Funimation, Bang Zoom, I think that's what it's called, and Cadence Studio, which is, so Funimation and Cadence are in, I think it's Cadence, are in Texas, and Bang Zoom is in LA. There are others, but those are just the first ones that come to the top of my head. Now, most of the time, they do have some method of you contacting them for consideration or for auditions or future possible work. Things like Funimation has it where you can, once a year, they actually go through a list of people to send auditions to if they're looking for more voices, more actors. And so they have an email address that you can go and find and contact. It's on their website. You can go there. It shouldn't be too hard to find, but you can go there and then send in your demo, and maybe they will contact you. I would say, since they do it once a year, since they go through the list once a year, only send them, your stuff once a year. So if you do it in January, wait till next January. Do not do it every other month, because if they're only going to go over the list once a year, they don't want to just see a pile of your stuff. And if your demo has gotten better and your skills have gotten better, then, well, just wait till next year. You should have waited to send, but, what have you. Just wait till next year. There's always next year. And Cadence has basically the same thing, where you can send them an audio sample, an audio, an example of what you can do, and the studio that you're in and the quality of it, and you can send that to them. So their websites are probably the best, easiest way. Now, you have to have the basics. You must have the basics. The reason I'm driving this home is because I cannot tell you how many people don't understand the basics. But after that, there is, and this is actually something that I'll probably be doing an entire video on, but is a platform that I've been actually doing lots of auditions on lately, just because I wanted to do an experiment on, basically focus almost entirely on one social media platform for a period, and then focus almost entirely on another social media platform, and see how much I actually get from each one. And the one that I have been using the most lately, and been finding the most auditions and doing the most auditions on, is Twitter, actually. I've heard a lot of people that use Twitter for getting auditions and marketing, and it actually is pretty jam-packed with auditions, multiple auditions that you can probably apply for a day. And I actually have a Google Doc that I copy. If it's on my phone, I will copy the link or the text in the tweet, and I will put it in that Google Doc, and when I get to my computer, I can actually go through the list and see what actually applies and all that kind of stuff. And that's how I've been doing it. So if I'm on the road, or if I'm out doing whatever, or if I'm just, not at my computer, I can document it, because Twitter gets packed real quick. So that's one place. And I think I did about 20 auditions and landed 2 roles for it. I think that's right. I'm not positive. But the point is that there was lots of auditions that I could do, and I actually landed a couple roles. So it is viable, and I'll probably do an entire video on Twitter itself. And the last and most obvious, which is why I'm saving it for last, because it's a no-brainer, it's duh, is an agent. And it is probably the hardest. It is probably easier to contact the studios themselves than it is to get an agent. I don't know why. Probably because the first thing that people are told is that they need an agent. So lots of people that are getting into voiceover are pursuing agents and agencies. And so they get lots and lots of submissions. And when they get lots and lots of submissions, they're less likely to be able to take more people and give out roles and help people find work. So I don't think there are enough agencies for talent. And nowadays, a lot of people, especially clients and producers and directors, understand that and are more willing to just take in auditions from individuals rather than going through the agencies. There are not enough agents or managers for all the talent that's out there. And yes, there is more skill talent out there in the ether of the internet than there is in agencies. There's tons of, I mean, and I'm not going to, there's no one in particular that I'm talking about. There's nothing specific that I'm referencing. But anytime I go on an agent website and I scroll through their voice acting roster, most of them I can tell aren't actually voice actors. They were just told that they should have a voiceover demo. And I can tell that there's no energy behind it. They clearly seem more comfortable in front of camera. They really shouldn't have made a character demo. It's not really their thing. However, if I go online and, people just have their character demos, there's way more skill there when it comes to that voiceover. Now, there's probably, the biggest, most talented people have agents. Let me say that. The biggest, most talented names in voiceover, especially when it comes to character work, animation, video game, they have agents, okay? I'm not saying that, that the independent market is better than the best of Hollywood. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that even though an agent is a way of getting particular kinds of work, it's not a guarantee. It's harder to get an agent than it is to just contact the studio. And they have so many people in their lineup, it's very hard to even get noticed. And you're basically fighting for auditions between other people, if you are added to the roster at all. And if you're anything like me, the agents that you have don't work with you. They don't help you when it comes to voiceover. Now, my agent has gotten me acting work. I did a commercial recently. Actually, I think it was yesterday. I shot yesterday. But they don't really get me anything when it comes to voiceover. And voiceover is where I make the most money. I don't know why they can't take advantage of that. I have no idea. But what are you going to do? So, in conclusion for this video, we have going to the studios themselves, the dubbing studios, because they normally have some way of contacting them. Every single one of them that I've seen has some method of sending in demos and samples for consideration when it comes to the time when they're looking for more talent. And they will send you auditions. And there's every single one of them. So just going to the studios. I mean, I could basically just leave it there and just go, you want to find work? Go talk to the studios. But again, you have to have the basics. Number 2 is on Twitter. Now, I've actually seen lots of these studios actually post auditions for animes on Twitter. Now, not like Funimation. Not Bang Zoom. Most of them, if I see anything from them, it's telling people that they have an email account that you can go submit for possible future auditions. They have closed auditions. But there are smaller studios that don't have a huge friend-based lineup that they use for all of their animes that are still looking for talent. New studios that are popping up every now and then that are on Twitter. My suggestion is look for hashtags, like voiceover, or just search voiceover in Twitter. Find other voice actors and see who they're following. A lot of the more popular voice actors, or the ones that are getting that kind of anime work, are following the studios where they get the anime work. And you might be able to find a list of studios that they're working with in who they're following. Then you can go, keep an eye on those studios, and maybe, possibly, if you're doing a good job, might be able to land some auditions. And then, of course, lastly, is an agent. But I feel like that one's going to die out. I feel like that's going to die out sometime soon. Not really, really soon, but I mean before I die, agents are probably going to be very, very rare. I'm just saying. Kind of unfortunate. I like agents. I just wish they were better. They don't give me anything. But anyway, that's going to be it. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Totally fine. Subscribe if you're new. Bell for notifications, and leave down in the comment section below. Like to see me talk about anything else. Ask me any questions. Emails down below. And yeah, that's it. And until next time, peace.